Well, what's up everybody? Welcome to the channel. I am Ghost, heading home from work with a little bit more sunshine. That's awesome. Hey, if you're new here, thanks for dropping by. Hit the like and subscribe. Check out some more of this stuff. Also, check out the Chase on Two Wheels Discord server. A lot of good folks talking motorcycles and quite often not motorcycle stuff, but just a good group of people. I'll leave a link down to that below where you can join up. So I am on my way back home from work, and it's significantly warmer than it was this morning. I don't know when this video will be out, but I did post a reel that it was 28 degrees and I was in traffic this morning, Atlanta traffic of course, and as you can see, more traffic. The afternoon's always a little crazy getting out of the city, but you know, that's okay. I only have to go into the city 2 times a week. I work from home the other 3 days of the week, so that's nice. So it's not too bad, plus it's an excuse to get the bike out. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram at Ghostontwowheels, I also posted another reel talking about SmortCon 23. It's actually the second SmortCon, but the year 23. I don't know. We need to figure out, are we going to like call it by the year, or is it just the second annual SmortCon? And if you're on the Discord, you know all about Smort, or if you follow Live on Two Wheels. If not, check it out. Basically, SmortCon, just a weekend gathering of good motorcycle people, shoot the breeze, go on some fun rides, and just have a weekend to hang out. And anyone is welcome, unless you're an a-hole, then we don't want you there. Just kidding, but seriously, don't be an a-hole. We have SmortCon planned for this year, August 25th through the 27th. That's a Friday through Sunday. There's some good routes up there that we can do. Last year we had it in Nashville. We do have a good contingent that come from Georgia, but maybe we'll have regional SmortCons, conventions. SmortCon, convention. Yeah, you probably knew that. I floated the idea to a couple others if they wanted to from the Georgia area that we actually start our trip on Thursday, and on Thursday we would go up to western North Carolina. Good motorcycle routes through there, the Cherahalla Skyway, maybe even Tail of the Dragon. I've heard the Cherahalla Skyway is better. You know, the Tail of the Dragon is kind of just a staple of motorcycling. It's like you have to go do that at least once. I have not done that. We're going to try to get up there and do that, go up a day earlier, find a place to kind of hang out for Thursday night, and then Friday get on up the rest of the way to Kentucky for meeting up with everyone else for SmortCon. Last year what we did, we got an Airbnb that pretty much housed everyone. It was a little more expensive than I would have liked, but it turned out to be a really good thing. We were looking at different hotels, you know, cheaper hotel options, because we don't want this to be a financial burden on anyone. But I think the Airbnb option was definitely a better choice than just staying in a hotel. We're going to try to do that again, but it kind of depends on how many people we've got coming. might have chosen poorly. I'm hoping for a little better experience for myself this SmortCon than I had the last one. So I got this bike in November, so I've only had it for a couple months now. Prior to that, I had the 2015 Kawasaki VERSYS 650. Boop, photo. And that was a great machine. I was thinking, you know, that's a perfect bike. It just does everything. I even did a video on, like, is this the perfect bike? Clearly it's not the perfect bike. I don't think any bike really is. But it was checking all the boxes for me. But found out that particular model year, and as is the case with many vehicles, there's always one little quirk about a vehicle that can crop up, because machines are made by humans and humans are not perfect. The stator was a common issue for that group of VERSYS 650 bikes, where the stator would just burn out, and therefore it would not charge your bike. On the Saturday at SmortCon, when we're getting ready to go for a ride, my bike just won't start. We go have a breakfast or brunch at Waffle House. I think that was Bo's choice. It started up, went over to the gas station, topped off, and then nothing. I got bump started and thought, okay, I got started, we'll ride around, I'll get back to our Airbnb, and then we'll kind of figure it out from there. And then as we're getting to where we're going to go ride, all the lights on my dash are starting to come on, like, hey, something's wrong, something's wrong. I'm like, this cannot be good. So go back to the Airbnb. Thanks to Andy Uguni for going back to the Airbnb with me just to kind of spot me. And so I start doing my research, figure out that it's likely the stator. Nobody's going to have a stator for a 2015 Kawasaki VERSYS. I called up a power sports place, talked with the service department. Oh gosh, I cannot remember his name. Dealership in Franklin, Tennessee, where we were. Guy was super helpful and just kind of giving me advice on what to do, because of course I said, oh, we were out of town. He said, you know, we'd have to order a part, it could be weeks, but here's what you could do, here's what's going to happen if you got to get back home, try this, and if not, do this. And then everyone that was a part of SmortCon was trying to help me diagnose, figure out what we could do, very supportive, and like, we're going to get you home, don't worry about it. And I am super grateful. Like, and this is just, like, sincerely, I am really grateful for everyone at SmortCon that was just looking out for me. And even on the way back home with our Georgia crew, basically what I had to do, since I couldn't fix the bike because it was Saturday, couldn't get the parts, charged the bike overnight, finally got it to a full charge in the morning. And I was like, I can't keep turning my bike off, because every time you start a bike, it draws a lot of power. And that's the same thing for cars too. You know, when you start an engine, that's the biggest draw on the battery, like sucking down its energy. But normally it gets charged back up as you drive it. But my bike was not charging. So clearly the battery was being able to be charged, the battery was holding, and we were pretty sure it was the stator. The decision was made, let's charge the bike up for the Georgia crew when we head home. Let's minimize the stops. Normally on a journey like that with motorcycles, you want to take the scenic route. You want to kind of extend the journey, get off, take breaks, and you know, you don't just want to slay the miles and be done with it. And I think Bo was ready to get back home anyway, so he was like, yeah, I was going to do interstates anyway. The other guys, Yanto, Donkey Dong Doug, Andy Uguni, they were all like, yeah man, we'll get you home, we'll spot you, yeah, we'll just go interstate. Fortunately, the VERSYS has a great fuel range, 5.5 gallon tank. With the 650, you could get on the highway 50 miles per gallon, and if you're not, just absolutely flogging it, almost 60. I couldn't make it all the way home, and everybody needed to have at least one stop. I just really tried to minimize how many times I was starting the bike just to maintain the battery. As we're coming back through and we get closer to Chattanooga, there was something like, and I'm gonna have to rely on like Andy down in the comments, you can fill in the gaps of the story, but wasn't there like a helicopter crash or something and they had the interstate closed? So we decided like, hey, we can reroute and go by the river and just get around all this mess, we'll be fine. Well, sure enough, there is road construction where they have like a 2-lane road down to the 1-lane alternating with one of those traffic lights that stops one side of the traffic, then lets the other side go, then it stops them, but you have to wait for that line to clear out, and it was, and I don't know if that was any faster, it was probably longer, and this whole time we're just sitting there, and I'm thinking, oh, my bike is dying, my bike is dying. So we get past that, we fill up, bike cranks up, we head on, we say our goodbyes to Donkey Dong Doug and Andy Uguni, who live up in North Georgia. Yanto and Bo and I continue on because we all live right around the Atlanta metro area. Bo had to make a stop, just a comfort break, because he was like super parched. Yanto had to stop because his fuel tank is itty bitty and his mileage is not great because he guns it in Mexico. So we could stop at another gas station, but I don't turn off my bike because I'm like, I don't trust it. So anyway, we get into Atlanta. Yanto and I peel off because we live kind of closer in the same area, and he kind of spotted me on the interstate till I got off at my exit. He was like, you good, bro? And you know, I hadn't had any warning lights that I had the previous day, so I thought, I think I'm okay, I'm gonna make it, it's gonna be fine. So I exit off, and I swear, not like 200 feet off the exit, like the light, the warning light on my bike comes on, like, you better get this taken care of. I get back home, thankfully. I get off the bike, take a breath, say hey to the fam, and then just for kicks try to go back out to the bike and start it up, and it doesn't turn over at all. Shortly after that, got a new stator, replaced it myself, bike worked brilliantly, and I thought, okay, we're back up there. But then I went to a Kawasaki demo day, rode the VERSYS 1000, loved it, and the dealership had one there, 2021 model with the red, which I got to get around this egg timer. Okay, so they had the 2021 there in red, and you know, I kept sitting on it. Even Yanto like caught a picture of me just going back to it and sitting on it, and he was like, man, just get the bike. Oh, told the wife about it. We came back and started having conversations about getting it. So and then like a couple weeks later, here we are, new bike. Anyway, getting back to SmortCon, we're just going to get together, have a good time as riders, enjoy each other's company. Friday is pretty much kind of the travel up and meetup day. Obviously, this being the second year, several of us have already met, but we certainly want new people to join in. Going into first SmortCon, I didn't know half the people, just by our Discord and exchanging messages that way. So yeah, August 25th through the 27th, put it on your calendars. And we're going to have some more details. So yeah, again, Friday's kind of the meet and greet. We'll kind of get to wherever we're staying, probably in the afternoon, evening. I know a lot of people have like work on Friday, or Friday's the travel day. So it'll probably be meet, greet, dinner, kind of hang out. Saturday, the idea is to have at least one good ride, maybe a couple planned out that we can all go on. last year, Donkey Dong Doug and Bo took off and basically did some off-road trails with their ADV bikes. So we may do that. We may have a kind of a street route, and then if some people want to go off-roading, that's fine. Obviously, if you're just like, hey, good to meet you, I'm gonna go ride my own route and just come back and meet y'all for dinner, do that. Sunday is, maybe we'll get up and have a final brunch before everyone heads home, depending upon how far you have to go. So I mean, it's really around the Saturday is the meat of it, and then just kind of bookended on Friday night, Sunday morning with whatever. If you just want to come up for the day, I mean, we had a couple people do that last year who lived close enough to where we were in Franklin that they just came up for the day. If you have any questions about SmortCon, check out the Discord. Again, link is below. Really, you can just go into any of the channels and be like, hey, I'm new here, what is SmortCon? And there you go. Or leave a comment, we can get you hooked up if you have any other questions. Appreciate you checking out this video. If you've made it this far, please hit the like button and subscribe. And stay tuned for more info on SmortCon. Oh, there's going to be some Smort gear. We're starting to fire that up with some designs. Anyway, thanks again. Hope to catch you on the next one. Enjoy the ride. Later.